The 926th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Howdy ho, degenerinos. Welcome to episode 926 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, aka Jeff's Birthday Blowout Part 2. This is dedicated to Mr. Ouch, who is in our Discord recently. I don't remember seeing Mr. Ouch before, so this goes out to Mr. Ouch. I am El Picante, Jeff Fox. With me, Daniel Gummy Vreeland. Thank God he's with me, because this is a Contender Series episode. This guy's good at picking Contender Series fights. Maybe he's not as good as he was 2 years ago, but he's still winning money, and that's the key, right? 2 years ago was kind of crazy.
I think I have 3 episodes this season where I hit multiple underdogs. I think that's
which is big,
including like some 260s and like numbers like that in there. You know, we're doing well this year.
But we're talking like that one season where you were 4.
Oh yeah, where I was 4-1
every week.
I think I was 4-1 in weeks 2 through 9.
Yeah.
That was the weird year where week 10 had 6 fights in it.
Yeah.
And week 1 I would like laid a huge egg. I want to say that was 2021. That might have actually been 4 years ago.
That's what built up the legend of Gumby. That's when people started building altars to you and doing sacrifices.
I think that's when we got our shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes, my shirt is worn out. So you're probably right. It is that long ago. So last week you went 3-2, including a dog in the main event, which is important. You faded a Canadian. He made you pay for it, and you're doubling down on your hate, which is fine.
Yeah, I don't think he's
go right ahead. Anyone impressed you, or who do you think has the brightest future from last week's?
Curtis Campbell, definitely okay. Curtis Campbell. Weird as hell, which is fun. I think he might be blind. I think he might be blind. Yeah? Did you see those glasses he was wearing? They were wildly thick. I don't think he can see a thing.
You don't need to the way he grapples. Just, once you get a hold of the guy, just grab
very him. Fun on the mic. He's got the weird little like baby braid on the top going on. Yeah, like he's weird as hell, which is going to be easy to promote. And then in addition to that too, like you saw how he fought. That was maybe the most exciting part of that. And then obviously, like, I don't know if the takedown defense of Baba Yaga is going to keep up, but like if it does, what middleweight would want to box with that dude right now?
Yeah. Thoughts on this week without getting too specific? Anyone you're super excited about? It's basically all except for one American, maybe 2 Americans. One American. There are 2 Americans on the card, so it's all international people again. 8 out of 10.
There were 2 fighters who I forgot were going to be on Contender Series that I got excited about when I saw their names pop up. Because I didn't really need to do any research for them because I'm so familiar with them. So that was exciting. We'll get into those. I watched some of the wildest film that I've watched.
You were telling me a little bit.
I can't get too specific on it.
You should include a link in the Discord.
When we get to the fighter, I will mention to you guys some things you can search. Maybe not even while at work. Maybe don't do it while you're
NSFF or whatever. Not suitable for work. For sure.
It's actually, you could probably watch it at work. You're just gonna feel weird if somebody catches you watching it.
Brazil knows how to do it. That's all I'm saying. Brazil knows what they're doing, right?
Yeah. All right. No more comments on that. But there was some wild footage that went.
That's what our Discord's for, Gumby. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. All right. Let's dive into this fun event. We only have 2 more to go. Do you know what you are on this season for Contender Series, or you just have it? Okay.
I got to do better. I got to do better at sorting the spread. Like the spreadsheet is sortable, but for some reason I don't.
I've heard that for weeks now.
Yeah, you ask me the question all the time. How are you in this?
Just click a tab, Gumby. Click a button up top, and that's okay.
I do need.
He's not hiding anything, people. He's not hiding anything. All his picks are out in the public. He's up almost 40 units on non-UFC. So yeah, he's doing okay. If you want to get easy access to all of our picks, including Gumby's, our podcast, all that stuff for free, download our app, SGPN app in the App Store. Easy access to all of our stuff. All right, only 2 more weeks of Yanni, and then actually I've been watching after the fact, so I haven't even heard Yanni's voice this season. I don't think. I don't need to. People keep me updated in the Discord of the silly things he says. So, all right, October 7th, Tuesday, my dad's birthday. Hey, it's another birthday event. 8 p.m. start time. 5 fights on the old card in the Apex. This fight we're going to talk about first just got added because no one wants to fight Luis Felipe Diaz, right? He was supposed to fight earlier in the season. That fight fell through. Now he finally has an opponent here after another opponent.
He was supposed to fight Jimmy Pace Jr. on this one.
Jimmy Pace Jr. was supposed to fight someone else, and that person pulled out. Now Jimmy Pace Jr. pulled out. So now he's fighting someone named Donavon, I'm sure is how it's pronounced. Hedrick. He's from the United States. Luis Felipe Diaz, not surprisingly, is from Brazil. No odds, because we told you before. Cowards. They're all cowards. We'll talk about Diaz first. 15-5, 7 knockouts, 7 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted once. 1-2 over his last 3, 8-2 over his last 10. Submission win in his last bout. That was back in July of 2023. He's had to wait even longer to get another fight here. He's not lost since July 2022. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. He's fed at 170, 0-1 as a pro grappler. Hedrick, 6-0, 5 knockouts, 1 submission. He's taking this fight on short notice. He's not fought since June 2024, so we got a couple double whammies there for people who follow my stats. Short notice and out of the cage for over a year. He's fed at 185, 2 years younger than Diaz, 2 inches taller.
So I thought Diaz was going to be a big favorite here, but I've got a couple of people who line fights either for other podcasts or they are in the know in the Vegas circles. They seem to think Hedrick is going to be favorite. So I'm going to say I have no idea where they're going to line this, especially because
Tapology says to pick them. Tapology says 49% for Hedrick, 51 for Diaz.
Okay. So that's that's interesting because I would have assumed Diaz would have been a big favorite.
Yeah, me too.
I watched the film on Hedrick, and not only is he taking this on short notice, but let me tell you, the opponents he's fought have been pretty bad. And I mentioned silly footage. This isn't the silly footage I was talking about, but one of the fights, he enters the clinch like he badly wants a takedown, and then he winds up getting taken down himself. But as the guy falls down, he headbutts Hedrick, I'm pretty sure on the hip, and knocks himself out.
We've seen that before.
Hedrick stands up and throws his hands in the air, and I was like, that dude took you down at he was 6-4 or something like that. Not a particularly great fighter, and then knocked himself out doing it. And you're celebrating. I mean, I guess be happy with the win and getting your win bonus and whatever it might be. But it was just so bizarre to me. And the more I watch his footage, he doesn't like throwing hands. It's pretty much get to a clinch as quickly as you can, stay safe as quickly as you can. His takedown defense is kind of questionable. His offensive takedowns, have taken a really long time for him to get people to the mat against some pretty questionable opposition. And look, I've seen Luis Felipe Diaz fight, and he's fought much higher level of competition. He's fought people you've heard of before. Marcin Bandel, who he fought.
I do.
Yeah, pretty damn good grappler in his own right. Oh, maybe you don't. I'm sorry.
I know Marcin Prochnio. I know
Marcin Bandel. You know Marcin Bandel.
Yeah,
you would
yeah.
Tapology it while I'm talking. You'll all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, he fought all these people. Marcin Bandel. But yeah, Bandel fought Felipe Diaz in that fight. Bandel, like I said, pretty damn good grappler. The takedown defense of Diaz looked really good early in that fight. And when I was breaking down his fight that he was supposed to have last week, I actually thought that would be the decision maker, that he could kind of keep the fight standing. And he's got some hard leg kicks and some hard kicks to the body. And against the guy who really doesn't like boxing. The one between the 1-2 of Luis Felipe Diaz, the kicks to the body with Luis Felipe Diaz, and the fact that I've seen his takedown defense hold up against some pretty decent opposition, man, I think he's got plenty of ways to beat Hedrick here. So I'm going to take Diaz.
All right, hopefully a good line, at the very least a pick'em line for you. No, I can confirm I don't know this Marcin you're talking about. Looking at his picture, I don't know this guy. Have we talked about him before?
I mean, I think maybe a while ago. He's got but look at his record. You've seen.
This is turning into Marcin Bandel. Maybe I've seen him before. Oh, he fought in the UFC. Okay, I must know this guy then. How long ago was that? How do I not remember this guy? He's 0-2 in the UFC. That was a long time ago. Back in 2015, I was watching. He lost to Marbek Taisumov and Stevie Ray. I know Stevie Ray.
There you go.
I know Stevie Ray from MMA, and I know him from Harlem Heat as well.
And then he beat Ishmael Nardiev in Brave.
I know that guy.
Yeah, and so he won a couple of fights in Brave after that. Yeah, like
this is turning into a Marcin
Bandel
podcast.
You almost said Prochneo.
I did. All right, let's move on up. Hopefully, we're getting you. Gummy's getting you a dog to kick things off. We're going to 155 now. Lucas Caldas, he is from Brazil. Magomed Zaynukov, he's an OV. He's from Russia, not surprisingly. That checks out. Zaynukov, he's a wild Chonko, Gumby. Did you know that?
Wild Chonko?
Chonko. Chanco. Okay, aren't we all?
Chanko.
Chanko. Well, we're all little wild Chankos. He's 7-0 with 5 knockouts. He used to fight at 170. He's 1-0 in Muay Thai and won a championship. I think it's easy to win championships in Muay Thai. Everyone is 1-0 with a championship in Muay Thai, it seems.
I think Tapology maybe not as complete as possible.
Maybe. Yeah, we've come across that quite often. Caldas, 6-1 with 6 knockouts. He's never been finishing a fight. He owes his rounds. TKO win in his last bout. Both guys owe us rounds. Used to fight at 170, 0-1 in pro Muay Thai, so no championship for him. 1-0 kickboxing. A year younger than Zaynukov, an inch taller. How do you say his name? I see
Zaynukov.
Oh, see, Zaynukov. It's always much easier than how I make it, isn't it?
So
say it Italian.
Zaynukov. No, Caldas. You mentioned he's 6-1. It's like important to clear the air here. That one, he beat the ever living crap out of the opponent he was fighting, and then when the guy
DQ
fell into the fetal position, he stomped on his back and got DQ.
As one does. Street fighting, yeah.
So that's his only loss. So effectively 7-0 as well. I think between the Russian name and the fact that Caldas has a loss and the opponents, you're going to see Zaynukov here, a big favorite, probably in the -375 range, plus 325 on the return for Caldas. And I'm actually going to take a stab on an underdog here. I'm going to take Lucas Caldas as my big underdog swing of the week. The reason why, I think he's a better striker. Zaynukov, despite his name, not much of a wrestler. I've seen him wrestle a little bit here and there, and actually, one of the fights I was watching, he kind of got out wrestled by a guy who I didn't think was even really bringing too much in the wrestling department. But he still struggled there. He definitely throws wilder on the feet than Caldas. Caldas is much more composed.
Well, he's a wild Chonko, so
yeah, the wild Chonko throws some wild throws here. And it's not just hooks and arm punches and stuff like that, but he throws a lot of spinning stuff. And in that fight I was watching too, where he struggled with the wrestling, he tired out because of it, or maybe he tired out because he was throwing spinning heel kicks or stuff like that. But Caldas has got better cardio, and he's also a guy who, especially against a guy with cardio questions like Zaynukov, Caldas is a guy who pressures from the beginning into the fight to the end of the fight. Sometimes he pressures without even throwing very much, lots of feints, get your back against the cage, waits till you're there, and then he hits you with 7 or 8 things. And I think with the fact that Zaynukov is going to have to be on his bike constantly to get away from that, I think that's going to be bad for his cardio, or you're going to see him throw a lot of spinning stuff. I'd feel a lot better if he could wrestle over Zaynukov, but I from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like that's a reasonable path to victory for him. So I'm going to go with the Brazilian here as probably a sizable underdog.
Okay, let's see if Tapology agrees with you. I'm guessing they will, because we have OV and we have undefeated. OV, 96% on the OV.
Right. Yeah, so at least in the threes here for Caldas.
Yep. All right, awesome. Gummy's been hitting the dogs on the Contender series. So, all right, before we get you more winning plays, we're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet in football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit, lightning fast payouts using crypto. They will have Contender series lines up there, so check them out. When you do head to mybookie.ag, sign up with our promo code MMASGPN. So you get 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. So that's mybookie.ag, promo code MMASGPN. And we're brought to you by Novig. It's Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Since Novig is an exchange, you're getting some of the best prices in the market. Novig is available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. All right, back to the old Apex. Jamal Hill's home. Now that it's good to hear that he's back. We are going to one. No, we already did 155. We're going to 205 now. Rafael Pergentino. I don't know why I'm struggling.
He's the one with some footage. You should go ahead and search him on.
Yeah, I couldn't even find out how old he is. So he's fought low level here. He's 5-0. He's
the
from
fight
Brazil.
I'm talking about. It looks like it's fighting in a gym that's half the size of my basement. Two of the edge. It's a square. It's not even an octagon or anything. Two of the edges are cage and two are just wall. There doesn't appear to be any fans around. For some reason, the guy announcing is in a tuxedo, and you're like, nobody's even watching you. Why are you in a tuxedo? It's like, there's some bizarre footage out there with him in it. Go ahead and look it up for yourself.
Are you allowed to throw your opponent into the wall?
I don't know.
Are you allowed to do like?
I watched it. There didn't look to be any. There didn't look to be any rhyme or reason in their attack. So,
all right, that's Pergentino. He's fighting Luke Fernandez from the United States of America. They're fighting at 205, like I said. Fernandez is 5-0 with 4 knockouts. He's a regional champ. I think it's CFFC. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah. 3-0 as a pro grappler, a champion there as well. So he's got some stuff on his mantle. An inch of height over Pergentino. Pergentino 5-0, 3 knockouts, 2 submissions. He owes his rounds. Both guys do, I guess. Regional champ. But we told you what type of place he was fighting in. He was fighting at heavyweight.
What was oh man, I wish I could remember the name of the was it
promotion?
I think it was Portuguese for Night of Danger.
Noite de Guerra too. So that
Night of War. Yes. Night of War.
Night of War. Yeah, he fought there. He fought at part 2, part 3, and part 5.
Yeah, I think it's part 2.
Regularly,
the wild.
He was a champion of them too. So you're taking him for sure.
No, look, if Luke Fernandez is less than -800, I'll be shocked. Luke Fernandez has put on some really nice fights for CFFC. As I mentioned, you mentioned rather, CFFC grappling. He does a lot of those, and he's beaten some UFC fighters in grappling. Really nice body lock takedowns, excellent top control, good chance of finishing people from those positions. And like Pergentino, like not only is he fighting like whoever they found hanging out at this warehouse they're fighting in, but like also like it's really clear to me when he's fighting, he does not understand how to blend the martial arts together. Like it looks like he's got a little bit of wrestling, a small bit of striking, probably clinch work is maybe where he's best, but like you can just see when he's fighting, he's like, I have to get to the clinch. And like there's no real smart entry to get to the clinch. And then once he's in the clinch, he does what he's expected to do in the clinch. And when somebody breaks it, he's like, I got to get back to the clinch because that's like what I'm. So it's just like he's got like a one-track mind where he doesn't really know what he's doing and can't blend. Well, what happens when this goes wrong? And so like what happens when Luke Fernandez gets a body lock takedown on him from one of these clinches he badly wants? He's just going to panic on the bottom and he's going to get rear naked choked or he's going to get back mounted and ground and pounded until it's finished. Like Luke Fernandez should roll very easily in this fight. I will be shocked if he is, like I said, less than like 750. I would be more shocked if he was under 750 than him being over 4 figures. So Luke Fernandez all day here.
All right. So what number you said? Minus
750. I said at least 750.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Watch Pergentino get a walk-off knockout. That's what happens on these things. And then, how is he on Contender Series?
I don't know. Maybe Dana enjoyed the footage. I don't know.
Dana knows nothing about these people. That's the thing. He admits that.
He keeps saying that. Also, my favorite part, I don't know if you watched the post fight on week 8.
I haven't this year.
But after they announced who won all the contracts, Dana's like, this guy came in here as a 7-1 underdog and he's John and he didn't even finish the fight. And so then Laura Senko's first question after he finishes giving all the contracts is, how important are the odds to you when making these decisions about how good they look? And he goes, I don't care about them at all. I was like, why was it the first thing you mentioned in 3 of the 5
Yeah,
fights?
exactly. Oh, he always does that. Yeah, I have actually seen some, and he's always talking about the odds. Yeah.
So good. So good.
He only yeah. All right, we're going to 135 now. Bantamweight. Adrian Luna Martinetti. He is from Argentina. Is that right? No.
Venezuela?
Ecuador. Mark Vologdin. He is from Russia. 3 5-minute rounds, 135. Vologdin is 12-3-1, 6 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been submitted once. He's durable. He's won 7 straight, 5 straight via finish. He's not lost since June 2021. He's regional champ. He's fed at 125, 5 years younger than Martinetti. Martinetti is 16-1, 4 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's never been finished in a fight. He's won 14 straight, 4 straight via finish. He's not lost since September 2017. He's a regional champ. He's fed at 135 and 145, 2014 Pro MMA debut. 0-1 is pro grappler, 3 inches taller than Vologdin.
Yeah, he's 3 inches taller than Vologdin. He's only 5'8", because Vologdin is a short king. 5'5" at bantamweight. I'm going to give you both who I think is going to win this fight and the optimal way to get the best odds. I'm going to take Mark Vologdin. I think he's going to be like a negative 165, negative 170 favorite when it opens. But here's the thing. If you are going to be with me on the Vologdin side, and this is before I give you any of the breakdown, wait until after he's weighed in and the pictures of the stare down have come out.
Why, Gumby?
Listen, so on the Contender series so far this year, anytime somebody comes in wildly shorter than the other guy, the money floods to the tall person. We've seen it with, like, for better or worse, like it's worked or it's not worked, but like, you know, the Jourdain fight last week against Diaz, Jourdain's much taller. The money flooded in late on him after the pictures came out. Same thing with, you want to go all the way back to Deontay Johnson fighting at heavyweight against that wicked tall guy. Look, if anybody had seen any of those two guys fight, Deontay Johnson was 80 times better of a fighter and had a better record, better knockouts, more highlights. He comes in shorter than that guy, money flooding the market on the other guy. So, like, Vologdin is going to look smaller and look less impressive on the scales than Martinetti. Wait until that money comes in on Martinetti, then get Vologdin. Maybe you'll get him closer to even money. In the meantime, the reason why I like Vologdin is he kind of reminds me of Dennis Seaver. He's like that kind of Russian. Super compact, fun striking, like very much like a spring when he's hitting you. You know, it seems like that power almost comes from nowhere. Spinning kicks, things like that. Kind of has some like sneaky wrestling in his back pocket when he needs it. You know, not that Dennis Seaver had a ton of that, but like, you know, not just a striker, has the wrestling and is like pretty fun and compact on the feet. And then with Martinetti, yeah, he's going to be taller. He doesn't use that reach particularly well. He's one of those tall guys who like forgets that he's taller than the guy he's fighting. And in terms of his grappling, like, which is really what I think Martinetti prefers to do, a lot of times, anytime he gets to the mat, looks like he's trying to jump right onto the back, and he does it without getting the hooks in yet, and he winds up rolling and a lot of scrambling. I think Vologdin is too good to take advantage of in the grappling in that department. And if this takes place on the feet, I think Vologdin is the much more powerful striker. I think he's the more technical striker, and I think the reach advantage won't actually matter all that much. So give me Mark Vologdin here. And like I said, slight favorite to start, and let him get bet down.
All right, there you go. Us tall guys are tough, though, Gumby. That's the thing. People know.
Right.
That's why they bet on the tall guys. We're tough giraffes. All right, before we get to our main event, or feature bout, as they like to call it, on the Contender series, let me tell you about a couple more of our sponsors. Underdog Fantasy. It's a great place to play fantasy pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats. Available for a ton of sports, including the sports Gumby's going to talk about right now.
Well, let's talk about the UFC this weekend. Big card this weekend, and hopefully you're listening to this before UFC 320. Hey, how many takedowns do you think Merab Dvalishvili is going to get in that fight?
A lot.
Yeah.
Two around at least, probably.
Yeah,
so 10.
So right now, the projection on his takedowns against Corey Sandhagen is only 6.5 on Underdog. He might get that in the first round.
Yeah, he's not going to finish him, so yeah.
Yeah, and Corey Sandhagen he gets back up pretty well. So I'm going to take the higher than on Merab Dvalishvili's takedowns.
All right. I concur with that. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 of bonus funds when you sign up with our code and only our code MMASGPN. And Rhythm, RTHMM. Rhythm is off to a great start in college football and the NFL. Rhythm has introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you can win $1,000. Now, this is where Gumby usually tells us about football because he knows about every sport.
Ooh, yeah. So let's see. What do we got for football this week? I'm gonna take the Giants as underdogs on the
Gumby.
Yeah. Did you hear that? I'm gonna take the Giants, but they are playing the 0-4 Saints, who are just god awful.
Yeah, they're horrible.
And look, Jackson Dart looked good in week 1, or his week 1 rather, week 4. And they're getting 1.5. I mean, you could probably just take the Giants money line there. So yeah, Giants over the Saints.
Yeah, I don't get the line, but whatever. See if Rhythm agrees. I agree with Gumby. See if Rhythm agrees as well. You can download it and use our code SGPN25. That way you get a 25% off the Rhythm app for your first month. So download Rhythm, RITHMM. The code is SGPN25. You get 25% off your first month at Rhythm. All right. The feature belt is flyweight. Hooray. Imanol Rodriguez. He is from, I always want to say Mexico. I got to make sure. Yes, he is actually from Mexico. He's fighting Roque Jr. from Brazil. 3 5-minute rounds at 125. Junior, 10-2, 8 knockouts, 1 submission. He's never been finished in a fight. He's won 3 straight and 8 of 9. The past 3 wins, all via TKO. Multiple regional championships on his.
Matt.
Correct. Get our shirt, get our merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Used to fight at 115. 1-0 as a pro kickboxer, 2 inches taller than Rodriguez. Rodriguez is Heman, Himan, 5-0, 4 knockouts, 1 submission, so he owes his rounds. He's not fought since September 2024. He went 1-1 on the Contender Series. Not Contender Series, on Ultimate Fighter. So that's where he's been over the past year, in the house. All right, that's all I got for him.
Yeah, and arguably beat the champ, too. It was a split decision. I think just about everybody agreed that Imanol Rodriguez won that fight, except for 2 of the judges. And we can't figure out what 2 judges they are because they don't say the names of them on
they don't?
Fighter. Not typically. But look, Imanol Rodriguez is legit. When I pulled this card up and I was like, oh, Imanol is fighting this week. It was like, breath of fresh air. He's so talented everywhere. He's super young. So he's one of those guys who, like, every time you see him is like quite a bit better than he was the last time. He's really quick in his grappling. He has, nice transitions. His striking seems to get better every single time we watch him. He's just like a really nice all-around fighter. And I like a lot of the things he does. Meanwhile, he's fighting Roque Jr., who I think, he kind of just loads up on his strikes a lot. He's like a big punch guy, is really, really where he wants to live. Has a lot of trouble with range. His deciding whether or not he's close enough to a guy sometimes goes so poorly for him because he's like 6 feet away from him, and sometimes because he's only like half a foot away from him and he still throws like an overhand right. So like I see that as being a problem here with Imanol, especially as fast as Imanol is. And then when you add in too that I've seen Roque Jr. taken down by more than one fighter in his career. I think Imanol has that in his back pocket where he can take it down whenever he wants. My expectation would be like Imanol -250. Especially coming off the Ultimate Fighter and looking as good as he did there. He's young. He was a Lux. Was he a Lux guy too? I feel like he was a Lux guy. Or at least one of those promotions that we typically see a lot of. But yeah, like I think just like he's fought in big enough stage that people are going to want to see or going to know his name when it comes up.
All right, he has fought Ultimate Fighter, obviously. Fury, he fought twice in Fury.
Oh, Fury. That's maybe where I saw him.
Even better. Yeah, even better. All right, let's give you a recap. He has Rodriguez, which means we all have a Rodriguez. Vologdin, Fernandez, Caldas, and Diaz. Now you're set for the penultimate week of Contender Series. We'll be in the Discord chatting about it, especially night of the fights. sportsgamblingpockets.com/Discord. Hit us up in the comment section on YouTube, MMA Gambling Podcast. Subscribe, please, and thanks. SGPN MMA on Twitter, at Gummy Reeland, at Jeff Fox Writer as well on Twitter, at Jeff Fox Writer on Instagram, moneymma.substack.com for my Substack, MMA writing, MMA stats, and a free UFC pick'em contest over there. Gumby has Top Turtle MMA podcast. He interviews fighters. Imagine that. Who are the fighters on this week?
Ozzy Diaz and Richie Smolin.
So check it out, Top Turtle. And we're at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We'll be back not tomorrow. We're coming back on what? Sunday, I guess, is when we'll come back for some more regional adventures. All right. Until then, who am I? El Picante, Jeff Fox, bids you farewell. Wild Chonko of Vreeland says bye as well. Bye.